dude, Trollface was like the original. Well, it's like our generation's. What's the graffiti with the nose?
Oh, Kilroy.
Kilroy was here, dude.
Yeah,
Ours is
yeah.
Trollface.
Yeah, I guess that's correct. Way
Scientific
cooler than
fact.
Kilroy, dude.
I don't know if that's true.
Dude's nose looks like a peen.
I mean, Squidward.
Trollface doing the.
We can't start off on this note, can we?
Sure we can, dude. We took, 3 weeks off? We're back and we're talking about
Welcome
Trollface.
back. This is We Like Dead Memes Better Than You. I'm Brandon. That's Joseph. It's a different year. It's been a long time. I'm not doing great in this moment, but we'll get to it. How you doing, Bojo?
I mean, hard to say good, you know?
Echo your sentiment, brother.
Yeah, to anyone unawares, Southern California is on fire. Brandon and I live here, luckily both out of the splash zone, but it's hectic.
I mean, yeah, you were much closer to an area.
Yeah, I've been monitoring it. I can see the mountains burning from my home, so like it's stressful.
Brutal. Yeah, and my mother's house was like a block away from where the evacuation warning area was, so that was fun for all of like 4 hours until they put out the thing that was like, "Hey, we got it."
Yeah,
we got it.
It's been several days of Los Angeles burning, and it's just been. I'm just exhausted.
It's exhausting. Because like on the one hand, you could just live your fucking life, right? But that sucks. Yeah, how? Ignorance is bliss, and there's a lot of ignorant people in the world,
Absolutely.
Unfortunately. But like everyone I know is just like, well, I don't want to do anything. I just want to monitor this. So like, I need to make sure.
Yeah,
I need to like go. Like,
I mean,
what's going on? You know.
I'm fortunate enough that I have a job that, the day that it started getting close to our work, they were like, "Hey, everybody, go home. Bring your laptops home, so that we can have an excuse to pay you, but don't even worry about doing anything."
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I've been working from home and I've been like monitoring everything, but like, I had shit that I needed to take care of, stuff that I needed to do, and like none of that matters. It's not important. It's just that like, how do you not just sit around and watch that for updates? It's hard to.
At the very least, like, do like just follow the shit. Like, there's a bunch of people that are like normally living their lives. I'm like, all right, dude, that's wild.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of doom scrolling, not running all the errands I need to do because it's just like it's hectic out here. Dude, I had to run to Target yesterday for something and it's cleared out, fully empty.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, ideally it's all being used in mutual aid, so
absolutely
that makes sense.
I mean, I'm sure some of it you got to consider that like who knows if their deliveries are even able to make it there.
Yeah.
So
fair. I mean, some of the highways were shut down in sections for a little bit.
So things are just hectic right now, but we prevail. We ball. We carry on.
Our wayward sons.
That's damn right.
Speaking of Carry On My Wayward Son by fuck.
You'll get there. You got it. Just guess one of the place bands.
Kansas?
Nailed it.
Thank God.
Got it in one.
Okay. By Kansas. Kansas is, hear me out. Kansas is a band.
But Kansas is also an ID.
Kiss is a band. No. Blue Oyster Cult is a band.
Yep.
Bands have memorabilia, do they not?
Oh, do they?
Now, I think we collect a lot of that stuff, don't we?
Dude, I love stuff.
I bought new things yesterday, brother.
Yeah, dude. The town is burning around me, and I'm continuously buying new shit.
Cause shit rocks, dude.
Couldn't agree
I'm
more.
like my face is leaking from allergies, and yet I still found time to get a good deal on car parts. So fuck it,
Same,
we
dude.
ball.
Hell yeah, that rocks.
So what's your favorite musical stuff, dude?
Well, I had the idea today that we talk about some of our favorite musical memorabilia, be it favorite records in our collection, favorite pieces of merch that we own, favorite pieces of gear, like literally anything. And I think that huge emphasis on like all the stuff that I've got here, none of it is like this is the best. This is the coolest. This is the stuff that I like the
Yeah,
most.
it's shit that you like, dude.
Yeah, stuff that I think rocks, stuff that I've had forever, stuff that has like some sentimental value, things like that. So I got a stack of records and a handful of t-shirts here that I've collected throughout the years.
Yeah, I've got some records here. I've got etc. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one thing that I've got it in storage right now. It's in my garage, buried in a box. But one thing that I really wanted to dig out is I've got tiles from the old Cobalt Cafe in
Oh
my
shit.
garage.
Dude, where mine is definitely somewhere. Would I have left it in one of these drawers here?
Yeah. To anybody who doesn't know, the Cobalt Cafe was a venue in Canoga Park where Brandon and I both grew up. I still live here. Brandon abandoned us, traitor.
Flew the coop?
Um,
One flew over the cuckoo's nest, baby.
let's go. But it was a tiny, tiny little one-room venue that we spent all of our weekends in, beating up our friends and seeing all
And
of our favorite hardcore bands.
occasionally fearing the wrath of maybe gang members. You know, it
Yeah.
was a wild place, but it was definitely an experience.
It was an interesting way to grow up, and it was really cool, and I miss it a lot. So that's a piece of memorabilia that I wanted to dig out, but I didn't feel like diving through my garage. But I got a huge stack of other shit here.
Well, good. I only have like 5 things
Oh,
because as I was looking through my records, I was like, "Well, fuck, this would be cool. This would be cool." I couldn't. My brain isn't operating fully,
I've
and I have
got.
a lot of shirts. So
That's true. I've got a pretty large stack here, but like some of them go together. It's like a collection, or so.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I do have. There's stuff I won't grab, but I'll mention that I own it because it's tangentially related to some of the things I have.
Yeah.
Off camera here.
Well, you wanna kick us off? What do you got?
What I don't have is my vape, and that's gonna kill me. But it's fine.
Okay.
Actually,
I am wearing currently one of my.
oh my god,
things.
hold on. This is a We Like Music Better Than You exclusive. I need to see your vape that does all the stuff.
Oh, dude, I was.
And then you take your penis out.
I wasn't obviously wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this thing or not. But me and Emily, Emily, not both of us. She went to go get us a bunch of vapes.
Emily and I
don't give a fuck. Emily went to go buy us a bunch of vapes at the vape store because they're illegal here and we have to buy them in bulk.
Thanks, Gavin Newsom. Oh wait, hold on. That's never mind. Future me, bleep that. They're gonna fucking get mad at me for the advertisement.
So I actually, they threw us a bunch of vapes. They threw in one for free, and Emily was like, "This flavor sounds crazy. We got to try it." And the flavor is cherry blossom grape. So I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds wild. Let me try that thing."
Awesome.
I open it up, and it's the craziest vape you've ever seen, dude. You're not gonna believe this. First off, let me just show you the background on this bad boy. Got let's see if we can get.
It has backgrounds. Number one. I don't know if that will ever focus.
Please. See how close.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's trying. It's trying. Okay.
Please,
we got.
Please. So
what
that's like the power mode.
Oh, it's just too bright. It's too powerful.
It's Minions.
Oh, he. All right. Future me. Here it is. Oh wait, no, did I save that story?
I'll send it to you.
Send me that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's really funny that as we're talking right now, this thing, I can
Well,
look at
that kind of
Twitter,
shows up.
I can look at Facebook.
Dude, how much is this fucking? Is it a disposable?
Yes, it was given to me
No,
for
it's
free.
not.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
not okay.
No, not at all. This thing is
Oh
awful.
my god.
And I can get text messages on it. I just got one right now, dude.
How much is the retail on that bad boy?
I have no idea. Like I said, it was given to us for free.
Yeah, because they're not illegal. They're like divinely rejected. They were made by God in as a mistake.
Nobody should have these things. They're awful, and it's also my favorite thing ever. You can use it to control the camera on your phone, so you can like set up your camera.
Oh, it's like a remote?
Use it as a remote. Dude, this thing is a slight against God. It should not exist.
If it was refillable, I would buy 6 of them, but the fact that it's a disposable just makes me angry.
There's apparently one that you can connect to Spotify and listen to music to, so I think we have to try and find those.
I know just the place to look. Anyways, I don't know where my vape is, so I'm gonna ignore it for
anyway,
a moment. Let's get back to music.
Before you dive into yours, I am wearing currently one of my favorite pieces of music memorabilia. Maybe my first piece of music memorabilia. It was bought at my first concert that I ever went to.
Avril Lavigne Pocket Pussy? I'm so sorry.
I'm logging off. Brother, I was in 5th grade. Anyways.
He's wearing it right now.
And I'm wearing it right now. My mother in 5th grade took me to go see Rancid.
Shelly's a badass, dude.
Coolest lady ever. And I got the Rancid tour shirt. Well,
oh man.
Fucker, $60 easy, dude.
I've been looking at that shirt for the past 15 years.
I mean, yeah,
Fucker's
as long as we know each other, I've been wearing it. It's my oldest shirt. I love this thing. And I have, as we go through my other shirts here, they're going to be increasingly more and more like falling apart.
Ooh.
Until we get to one that I physically cannot wear anymore.
I bet you there's one that you're gonna pull out that I have the not chopped up version of that if I knew where it was, I would have grabbed it. But we'll get to it.
We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see. But what do you got? What's
to
cool
start
in
off,
your collection?
I'm gonna start off with musical, etc.
Cool.
Okay. This is something that came with a record that I've talked about multiple times before, and I didn't find until this morning. It is Ribbon, the accompanying comic book
Hey.
to the final album from Empire I Was a Lonely Estate, and it is fantastic. Look at this shit, brother. It's like it's not a pamphlet. It's a comic book, dude. It's a full on. I mean, it's emotionally crushing if you do the whole listen to it and read the comics at the same time thing.
Right.
It's pretty fucking cool, dude. The art style is kind of let's see if I can get this to manual.
Very like crudely drawn.
Yeah.
Very simple. I like that. That's cute.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the content's probably not very cute, but
it's real, all right? It's real. It's a legitimately.
Yeah, I know that you've mentioned that a couple times as one of your favorite little pieces of music ephemera.
Because bands make comic books for your fucking album and put them out.
I love
this shit's badass.
I love just like any little piece of a company. Like that's what I love about collecting records. I don't listen to records as much as I used to, but I love having physical media, and I love when a band puts thought into like the packaging and everything that comes with it. Like one thing that I always check for, that I have a couple records that have something, is like on the matrix on the inside, the like very center circle of the record that you put on the post. usually like the serial number or like the pressing number will be engraved there. Sometimes bands will put a little message there, and just like I love to have like a nice little a booklet that comes with it, or a bunch of
Mm.
like pictures or like little Easter eggs that you can find.
It's little treats, you
Hmm.
know.
I'll check
Yeah,
some of the ones that I have here.
it's a real big like part of the experience of being a music nerd to own your own music. Like you can listen to a lot of music, but you don't fuck with music until you got it in your hands.
Yeah, I
You know what
I
I
very
mean?
much agree. Until you are tangibly
I don't
nerding
care
out over that
how
shit.
many Spotify playlists you make. You ain't down with music until you're buying it and holding it in your,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, because I mean
Big meaty claws.
it's one of the few ways that you can support an artist, support a local record store, like
Probably the best way to support any artist is
yeah,
buy directly from them. Do not I mean, you can stream something a million times, they'll get like 10 cents. It
yeah,
doesn't
maybe.
matter.
Um, I think I'll pop into some records here.
Pop in, brother.
I got, you know what? These all kind of go together. They're all different bands, but they are some of my favorite 7 inches. Not just the musical content on them, but the way that I bought them. So we've got Sex Prisoner,
Oh,
State
I almost
Property,
grabbed one of my Sex Priz records, dude.
a
That's a good one.
outstanding power violence band from Arizona. If nobody listens to them, listen to Sex Prisoner right now. State Property and the self-titled EP, absolutely incredible.
I believe I have the self-title as well.
They're some of the few like 7 inches that I actually do throw on and listen to, just because it's so fucking good and it's so quick. You can
The
sit down and
hardest
listen.
6 minutes of your life.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. And I've got Dead in the Dirt's EP.
Oh, the blind hole. Is that what that one's called?
I believe
No,
so. No, because that's the album.
that's the album.
I forget what this one's called, but this one is the
It
7
might
inch
just be a
before that.
self-title or something.
And then very different sounding band, but we've got Swamps,
Oh,
7 sides, 7
oh,
inch.
God,
This
I
is
miss Swamps.
a double 7 inch. A band that I think never really got the shine. They were so good, but didn't really go anywhere. And the reason that I grouped all these together is because some of my favorite memories of getting into music and like collecting music as a kid was going to Amoeba when you and I were younger, and just like
When
digging.
Amiibo was still cool.
Yeah, when it was still in the old location and it had the used 7 inch section where you could just dig through a bunch of hardcore 7 inches, random emo 7 inches. Just we would go and look for stuff that we had never heard of before.
And
And
we found some gems in there, some of which I might bring up in a second.
I hope you do. There were things like these are a couple things. I picked up the Swamps 7 inch that way. I picked up, I think, the State Property EP that way, but I bought the self-titled from Sex Prisoner when we saw them. And then, what was I gonna say? I think I don't know if people are still doing this. I know the record heads are, but I miss going to a record store and just flipping through album covers and seeing like the perfect combination of like the art and a band name that is like, I've never heard this before, but I need to spend $4 on this to listen to it.
Yeah, dude, case in point, when I was a young buck, still edge as hell,
Yeah.
I came across a 7 inch in there. Black and white, live shot, white on black, or yeah, black on white, like text. It's very basic, super like late 90s, straight edge, youth crew-ish kind of. The band didn't sound very youth crew, but War X Games in like
I remember that.
varsity font. And I was like, I gotta buy this.
Yeah, I need to own this.
I got it. War Games? Are you kidding me? I don't know. Look, whatever happened to them, who knows? Either come back and get big, or somebody steal that name because that shit's hard as hell. You don't have to do War X Games. You could go X War Games X. You know,
Pretty good. It's a good name.
the X is silent either way, dude.
Yeah, that's something that I really, really miss. I went by Amoeba the other day, but the vibe is just completely different. It's cool that it's still around, but um, I think that I hope that people are going and checking out local, smaller record shops and dig through the used bin. Look through and look for shit that you have never heard of, and just find an album cover that looks cool. Spend a couple bucks and check it out. Take the gamble. I'm not
Yeah,
much of a
most
gambling
of
man, but that's the way I like to gamble.
well, I am, and beside the point. Most of your favorite stuff is gonna be like a part of a small run of vinyl that goes out to some dedicated warriors
Mm-hmm.
who have to pass on that torch eventually. So you're not going to find a lot of your favorite music brand new on a shelf. It's going to be, it's going
No,
to have a story to it.
in fact, to that point, in the next room over, I've got the most expensive record I've ever bought. I didn't pull it out because it's not part of my collection. It's part of Emily's collection. But it's her favorite album by Every Time I Die. I want to say it's Hot Damn, or I don't know. It's one of their first few albums. And it's an album that was not like repressed other than when it was originally pressed. So up until I think a couple years ago before they broke up, like you could only buy the original pressing. I spent $275 on that shit. But like
But
it's your
you're in a club now,
yeah, now
a gang, if
I
you
we
will.
own the original pressing of that album, which is cool.
It's a
Um
special thing, and it's something I almost did for Tools and Anima,
yeah,
but I never did because I'm a pussy.
fucking dork. Yeah, I have a lot of those. Like things that I wish I some things that I really regret not buying. One of my biggest records that I regret not buying is the Twitch Fits, the first Twitch Fits
Oh
that
God,
came out.
yeah.
Dude, I was looking through it at Tevin's house the other day, and all of like the Kale tributes in it are so fucking awesome.
God.
Yeah,
We're gonna start crying if we talk too much about that. So move it on.
it's your turn, brother.
All right. God. What's okay? This is gonna be a piece of music that is tangentially related to a bunch of other things that I own. Apparently, that I forgot
Cool.
that I own. And I've mentioned before how I was a young edgeman before I broke and became objectively a cool smoking gambler who drinks.
So cool.
Um, I was an edgeman who liked power violence, and the second I found out that you could be power violence and edge, I was like, I gotta find an edge violence band. And there was like one active one I found at the time, and they weren't active anymore. But their merch store was still up because they obviously made merch and stopped playing shows, so they just wanted to get rid of it. And I had no idea if I would even get any of this shit, but apparently I ordered basically the whole store way back when.
Dude, hell yeah.
It was like 2 7 inches or maybe 3. I didn't get look through my whole collection, but a 5 inch
Yeah.
and a shirt which I wore the hell out of, but is now I can't wear it anywhere because this band is called Vaccine, obviously,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And they're a straight edge band. So the shirt is just a guy that says vaccine and a giant X. So
Yeah,
in
that's
a
not a
in a
good look.
in a pre-COVID world, I didn't think much of it, right? In a post-COVID world, that looks very much like an anti-vaxxer um thing,
That's
which
cool though.
I'm not. All right. So I that's like one of my favorite undershirts now. Uh I ain't rocking that
You're not gonna wear that
outside.
one to the gym, dude?
Dude, I accidentally wore it to okay, so I used to live walking distance to like a vegan food truck thing every week, right?
Yeah.
I accidentally wore that bitch there, and this kooky dude came up. He's like, "Yo, what is that shirt, dude? What is that?" And he
You're
was
like,
like,
it's a band, dude. Please leave me alone.
yeah, I was like, oh shit. Straight edge. A band. It was awful.
Do you do
Either
drugs?
way. Either way, this is a 5-inch album. I don't know how the fuck you
What?
even get these print. Like this isn't this like the toy
Yeah,
vinyl record size?
that's got to be like hand cut.
I don't even know, dude. But it's number 270, I guess.
Shit.
I don't have autofocus on, so it's never gonna focus right. But
I knew you were gonna
look at
pull
this
this
thing.
one out, dude. What RPMs does that play at?
I think it's still 45. It doesn't even have
That fucking
a
rocks.
thing.
I
And
also
it's tiny, but it's 5 songs. No, what is that? 6? 5.
that's awesome.
5 on 5, dude.
It's
5 inches is really all you need, dude.
It's probably what, like 4 minutes of music.
Maybe I haven't spun it in a long time, but it's just badass, dude. Well, and the funny part is, they could have fit more music on it.
Oh yeah,
Look
I'm
how
looking.
much. They only filled up half of each side.
That's like another. They could have put 6 more Power Balance songs on that thing.
Dude, they could have put a whole record on this thing.
That rocks, dude. I love Power Balance. That's so awesome.
It's so fucking cool.
Let me look through my stack here real quick. I don't have this in any kind of order, so I'm just kind of like picking. All right. These next two.
Yes, next 2.
These next two are very very important. It kind of goes back to what we were saying about you're not a lot of your favorite stuff and a lot of the coolest stuff you're ever going to own, you're not going to find brand new. You're going to have to pick through some stuff to find it. One of these was a gift. One of these I bought at a used record store in Joshua Tree. I've got Thin Lizzy Live.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Wait. Oh, that reminded me of something. Go, carry on. Never mind.
And then Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous. One of my prized possessions.
Dude.
Fucking awesome
right.
live set.
I know I just got up, but I need to go. It's got to be right there. I got a Thin Lizzy album. Hold on.
Hang on. Before you walk
Okay.
away. We got, this is one of the best gifts I ever got. Emily bought me the Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous LP. And on the same birthday, we got the Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous shirt.
Can you imagine if at that moment Phil Lynnett's like leather pants pulled a what's his name, Lenny Kravitz, and his like massive hog just flew out of it?
I wish it did, brother.
It'd be
I
badass.
sure wish it did.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
You guys think Phil had a fucking piece on him or what, dude? I mean, like, I'm looking at it. I think he did. What do you guys think? Kind of crazy. R.I.P., dude. Crazy. Lost too soon. What record do you guys think he's going to pull out? It's going to be like Vagabonds of the Western World or some shit. Jailbreak Repress. I got one of those. Now, if he pulls out Nightlife, brother, if he's got Fightin', Dedication, maybe? If it's Thunder and Lightning, I'm losing it. I'm waiting with bated breath over here. What's this guy got?
Breaking news, Joseph.
What's up?
Tonight there's going to be a jailbreak.
I almost grabbed mine, too.
I believe you were there when I bought this as well, right?
I think so. Where did you get that one?
It was at some small record store. I swear.
I think I bought something else, and I was like, you gotta buy this.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Was it Atomic Records?
Oh no, it's on the tag. Permanent Records. We were in Highland Park.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember.
Must have been getting donuts or something.
It's a good record, dude.
It's a good fucking album.
Mine is a newer repress. I found it at like a distro booth at some fair or something. But good
It,
fucking album.
this one's pretty aged. It's definitely, it can't be like an original type
No.
thing, but it's definitely all on the older side. Oh no, wait a minute. The trademark on the bottom is 1976.
Brother.
Maybe it's pretty old.
It
I don't
might
know.
be from like the original runs. It might not be first pressed, but it might
Yeah,
be.
definitely not first press, but
Yeah.
older than I thought it was. Because I'd imagine Jailbreak gets repressed every like 5 years. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
probably something like that, dude. But Thin Lizzy,
Deserves to
obviously
be.
one of my favorite bands. Those are just a couple of my favorite pieces from my collection. I've got a couple more Thin Lizzy records, not all of them, but I got the ones that
Well, yeah,
matter.
that's like 20 records.
Yeah, we got the ones that are important. Um, what's next for you, buddy?
I'm gonna take a break from like actual music for a second. You know, this is one of my favorite things of all time.
Oh yeah, dude. Talk about it.
This, this is a Shai Hulud windbreaker. Now, motherfuckers don't know Shai Hulud anymore, and they should. I've put them on a bunch, but
Yeah, you've been talking about them. We just talked about them, I think, on our last episode. Damn, that
this
thing's
is the
beat up.
uncreation of man. Yeah, like most of the print is falling off now. I've had it legitimately for over 10 years, I think. No, maybe not over. Maybe like coming up on 8, 9 years.
Still, it's a long time to own a garment.
Yeah, I lose most of my things within 2 years. So,
True.
one of my favorite things. It's like too big now, but I'll never stop wearing it. Oh God, hold on. I'm all tangled up in myself. Shai Hulud. Look, listen. They've had a lot of members, and I think the guitarist is like the only solid member. But they started off with Chad Gilbert on vocals of Newfound Glory. He would go on to do Newfound Glory. I hope his health stuff is getting sorted out at the moment. He's been kind of struggling.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the past year, but they would go on to have many other vocalists but still make fantastic albums. My favorite of which is Misanthropy Pure, which as a young Edgeman, you're like, yeah, fuck people, dude.
Yeah, fuck
I
them
just want
all.
math breakdowns. It was awesome. Listen to Shai Hulud, you fucking
Yeah, and also if you want just a
people.
good laugh, go to the Shai Hulud Wikipedia page and look at the past members section. It's a graph.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's
It
like looking at
rocks.
the members of Marauder
Yep,
and all of the old bands that have had a million stand-ins, Sepultura,
I love
shit
that.
like that.
Yeah, that's a good piece. I know that you've had that for a very long time. I think I don't have many shirts that I have owned that long, except for like my Rancid shirt.
I can think of one.
I got one coming
Oh
up.
wait, never mind. It's not a shirt anymore. It's a back patch, I think.
Which one are you thinking of?
Black Dahlia Murder.
Oh yeah, that's a back patch. That's been a back patch for a long time.
In my memory, it was cut off. It was sleeveless for so long,
Well, it was. Or
and
no,
now
I had. If you're thinking of my Black Dahlia, like the zombies in the graveyard
yeah,
shirt, that's my back patch, and then I had like the sleeveless, like Jack the Ripper Black Dahlia shirt.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
That Black Dahlia shirt I'm talking about with zombies on it. I had always been jealous that Joe had it, and I found the same one on eBay, um, like maybe a year or two after I started like being a person who looks for shirts on eBay.
Yeah.
Which was bound to happen eventually, and I still have it. I just don't wear it that often. It's a bit snug.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like a Hot Topic shirt, so it's like printed on one of those slim fit tees,
But it's faded all night. It looks badass.
Yeah, it rocks. I love that design. For a band that was very guilty of not having the best merch, there were a handful of standout designs that rock.
Yeah,
Um,
very very good.
for my next pick, Brandon, I've got something that I believe we've talked about on the show before. Um, it's no secret that I'm a big fan of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Ah, yes.
I've got pretty much all of their records except for the last 3 that came out. So I've got the other fucking 25 or whatever. But one of my favorite releases that they did was the album Polygon Wanalon. Ridiculous name, I know, but in 2017, I'm sure most people who are fans or familiar with King Gizzard at this point know that they put out 5 albums in 1 year, and Polly was the last album that they put out. And instead of selling a bunch of, or they sold a bunch of records, but instead of pressing a bunch of records, selling it like any other thing that they did, they just gave away the masters online for free with a bunch of art files and just like random collected stuff with just like, hey, if you're a record label or a person who wants to start a record label and you want to put this album out, go for it. You can, or if you just want to download the masters for free and have the music, it's yours. Um, so I have a million fucking copies of this album. And
Well,
here's some of my
because
favorites.
it was like a race to who could put out the coolest version of it for any
Yeah.
label for a little while,
I
right?
think there's like over 100 versions that were pressed. Uh I
Fucking genius marketing, dude.
it really is. I only own a
Well, actually, they
handful.
didn't make a cent off of it, so never mind. That's just badass.
Yeah, it's just cool. And I have a handful of my favorites here. So we'll start with, they all look different, so I'm gonna actually pull out the records on these ones. Um Sick album cover. Let's see. That's just the like
Look at those
standard
polygons, dude.
standard
Fucking
album cover.
fantastic.
Sick little gatefold, got all the lyrics and everything. This one is like vomit colored.
Ugh,
Yeah.
it looks vomitous.
And then other side is like orange.
How do they double side the fucker?
By just like pancaking 2 different things together. And then
You
squishing
ever
it.
watch the videos of them pressing vinyl on Instagram, dude?
Dude, I love that shit. I could watch it forever.
The forbidden food gummy.
Yeah, dude, you know I want to take a bite.
Oh,
Um,
fantastic.
I've got this one, which is a slightly different like colorway, slightly different album cover. And I think on this one, the record's just black, nothing fancy.
But is it 180 gram thick?
It is, yeah. It's a thick boy.
A worthy trade-off.
And then this one, same front album cover, alternate back. I just loved the back art on this one. It's got like a dead landscape thing. This one was from Bubble Wrap Collective.
Yes, the back shots on that one go crazy.
We love back shots, really. This is my favorite pressing of this album, and this might be my favorite record that I own. There is a line on the album that references milk and honey, so this is the milk and honey variant. Different colorway, and I think my prettiest record, in my opinion.
Ooh, milk and honey, dude.
Simple,
milk
but
and honey,
very beautiful. Love that record.
Looks great.
Listen to King Gizzard, cool ass band.
I mean, listen, there's a lot of back catalog there. I guarantee you there's at least one album where you're like, all right, this one I really fuck with.
Yeah. There's one for everybody. If you need a place to start, just ask me. What do you got, brother?
Now, hold on as I plug my phone into charge. This is one of these moments that is undeniable and there was no getting around me mentioning this particular artist.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm a big fan of Mike Kinsella of American Football and Owen, his solo stuff. I have one of the pressings of never of the first LP somewhere, but
LP1.
that's not what I'm not what I'm that's not what I'm grabbing. All right, what I'm grabbing is another gem that I found digging through the bins at OG Amoeba.
Mm. I think I was there when you got this.
You probably were. We did a lot of digging in
Yeah.
those days. Hold on, where'd this fucker go, dude? Hello? Ah, this is a little. I think there's only 2 songs on this. Yeah, the single for "Abandoned Bridges," which at the time, it's a song I've played on here
Yeah.
actually. That's one you enjoyed. At the time was my favorite Owen track. Uh, his like post-divorce stuff that's super sad wasn't out yet, so you know what I mean.
I get it. I see.
But I was overjoyed to find this in that moment because I didn't expect to see any Owen. Um, like his records are out there, but I might be the single biggest fan. I think
You
I'm
might
like
be.
top 0.00001% on Spotify.
Yikes.
Big yikes. But I was looking for core stuff, I think, at the time, and I saw this and I was like, dude, no fucking way,
No
dude.
shot, dude.
But there it was. And it's got it's simple, but it's got the same artwork on the front and the
I like that.
back.
Looks clean.
And it's it's always been a part of my collection that's like I always want to make sure it's around because it's I didn't expect to find it, so I would never expect to find it again.
Right.
And I don't think they're just pressing these still. So
No.
genuinely a piece of music that is hard to own.
Yeah.
But I got it.
I didn't pull it
Motherfuckers.
out, but I've got a.
Hate pulling out.
I rarely do.
Please continue.
I got a Earth 7-inch over there that I forget what track it is because forgive me, I'm not the biggest Earth fan, but it's I just
Hate
own a couple records. There's a demo version of an Earth song on one side that has Kurt Cobain doing vocals. And
Tell us the lore.
I mean,
The morbid lore.
if people don't know at this point, I mean,
Wait, hold on. Morbid lore. Write that down.
if people don't know at this point, the singer of Earth, Dylan Carlson, and Kurt Cobain were best friends. And I'm no expert on the subject, but from what I know, Dylan Carlson gave him the shotgun.
Yeah. I mean, if that's not true, correct us. But
yeah, he either gave him the shells or he gave him the shotgun, or he was involved in some way. And obviously, there's tons of conspiracy around that. I ain't reading all that.
Yeah, I didn't know Kurt Cobain's undoing had such a controversial the history. It's like the JFK assassination for dorks.
For dudes who wear flannels.
I mean, well, both of those things are for dudes who wear flannels, but that's beside the point.
But yeah,
me, I'm the dude. Yeah.
But I love that. That's one of my favorite things about records is that you can go and stream a song at any time, but each one of these is like a little snapshot from the time that they were released. And there's many pieces of media that serve as that, but I think it's records just happen to be my favorite.
And here's a point that often does not get brought up in this world of modern music where everything is on streaming before it's even pressed to physical media. Some stuff does not exist on streaming platforms. They were released by very small labels who either are defunct and can't give the rights to the band because they send a letter and it goes to a PO box that doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? There's stuff that's only been pressed to vinyl pre-streaming that just will never end up on a streaming platform
Yeah.
because the bands don't have access to the masters, maybe, or whatever. Like there's label collision
Yeah.
that they can't resolve, and so that's your only way to listen to that stuff is find it and download it, or own the
Own
actual
the physical
release.
media or find
Yeah.
somebody else that has a download or something, but whatever. Um, where do I want to go? I think
Where do we
how many
go
more things
now?
do you have? Because I've got a bunch here.
I've got we'll call it one thing that is many things, but yeah.
Okay. Well, then next I will jump to one thing that is many things. Got again, not my complete collection from this band, but my favorite pieces from my collection from this band. Full of Hell, one of the best. They're a band that I think puts a lot of thought into their releases, and they have a million of them, be it like live releases, little one-off 7-inch singles that they put out with stuff. Like, I think it's all really cool. So one of my favorites is this double pressing
Oh,
of Roots of Earth Are Consuming My Home and Rudiments of Mutilation. It's
so
both
cool.
albums. The art is done by one of my favorite artists, Gentle Mercies on Instagram. Their stuff is just so like surreal, psychedelic, super cool. Get a shot of this little knight guy on the back.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude. Very cool
It's,
art.
it's actually really, there's a lot of dimension to it. Like it's a complete image as a whole when you look at it as an album cover, but then you get up close and you're like, damn, there's a lot of details
There's a
here.
lot going on. A lot of great live shots on the gatefold, including one of the greatest shots of Spencer Hazard of
Oh,
all time.
with the koala.
Yeah.
That's
Spencer with the
literally
koala.
he's
We got
just like me, dude.
we
That's
got
me and
Juan
Sebastian.
Cuidado from Weekend Nachos.
Ugh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
We got the Body Boys. Um,
The Body Boys.
one of my
dude.
favorites. Also, this alternate album cover art for Rudiments of Mutilation. My favorite Full of Hell album.
Yeah, that one's. Did they put out that alternate one because the other cover was too graphic or whatever?
I think this was just like a repress with special art
Okay.
because the other one is pretty gnarly, but crazy like angel getting
Yeah.
stabbed through the heart, and then on the back
Isn't because on in Spotify or whatever, isn't Rudiments an alternate album cover? Or am I thinking of something else?
No, it's still the same album cover.
Okay. Yeah, it's got some gnarly stuff on it.
It's got the like naked starved kid on the front and stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's a gnarly collage.
I think that's like a Holocaust image
I
or
believe
something
so.
brutal.
And then this is actually my favorite Full of Hell record that I own. It's a live release that they did, recorded at Machines with Magnets Studio. Underground Arts in Philly. Hand screen printed album cover.
Ooh, so cool.
Printed by Dylan Walker from the band.
Shouts out.
Number 358 out of 500. The version of Bone Coral and Brine on this, I think I've played it on the show before. It's like my fucking favorite Full of Hell anything. It's so good. Anybody who hasn't, go listen to it. And then last thing that I've got here from my Full of Hell collection, not a record. This is a t-shirt. Something that I was mentioning earlier. Actually, it's no longer a t-shirt. It's barely a shirt anymore. This was an experiment that I did.
He was in the lab cooking.
This was a shirt that I had for years. It's a white shirt. I don't own many white shirts. It got so stained and gross that I needed to tie-dye it. And then I cut the sleeves off and I just wore it. I worked on my car in this thing. I went hiking in this thing. I just wore it until I couldn't anymore. And now you can see here that it's just like splitting.
That's got to go on the wall, brother.
Oh, yeah, it's going to. But this is Full of Hell. They're One of my absolute favorite bands, and that's one of my favorite shirts. It pains me that I can't wear that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, was at a certain point, you just gotta let it go, you know?
I remember the day that I was like, I had worn it with a tank top underneath one day, and I was like, this is
This
falling
is
apart.
tatters.
It's starting to come apart. And then I washed it, and then I put it on again a few days later, and I took it right off because I said, that's not going to happen.
It's just not gonna survive, dude.
It's just not going to make it.
You put that fucker in some glass, hang it on the wall.
Yeah, I love it. My favorite shirt. I love a t-shirt.
Alright. We're big shirt guys over here, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Honorable mention, you're in the album with Mr. Johnny Nacho on it reminded me. I could have grabbed several things from Spine, his like um his side project band that he played drums for.
Yeah. Which I think
Straight edge, like tough guy hardcore.
Spine's still playing. I mean, obviously he's not in
They
the
are. I don't
band
know.
anymore.
He's not in anymore.
I don't
I don't
believe
know
so.
what the deal is. Either way, Spine shouts out. I can't rep you anymore publicly because I'm not straight edge and I refuse to. No, that's not true.
I've
I
never
just
been straight edge, and I gotta have heart record right here, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a dumb stance to take. I just never owned any shirts. Either way, I have a Spine cassette back there. I didn't know I had a Spine like 7-inch. I think I have a Spine like full album. I have a bunch of Spine stuff
Yeah,
apparently.
you were big on Spine for a while.
Good fucking band, dude.
Yeah, a couple tracks.
I just couldn't, in the moment I was looking through my stuff, I couldn't decide what to grab. So honorable mention, all of the things I own from Spine. Damn, he hitting the Robo Vape.
You like that?
All right, I love it. Here's a thing. Now, I've brought up black metal more than once, right? I'm not as big on black metal as I used to be, but it's still very instrumental in my trajectory as a musician, my work ethic, all that.
Totally.
Because black metal has a lot of like solo artists, right? These black metalers don't like collaboration.
No.
They're very
difficult
strong
people.
personality. Yeah, in fact, some of them should be locked away. And it's a shame that they aren't. Anyways, one of my favorite artists of all time, because he's not just a black metaler, he's a tattooer. Traditional, artist painting and all that is Rest of Leviathan, Jeff Whitehead. He also used to be a skater. He made the logo for I can't remember who got the heart grenade.
Fuck, I don't.
Thing.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Anyways, I have a tattoo from Rest, but this is a box set of a lot of like early demos, and I believe that this has all the demos of his first record on it, but it's called Shadow of No Light. It's a box
Sick
thing, and it's got a bunch of shit in it here.
Is it all on CD or is it all cassette?
Can't even remember. Oh, this is the cassette one. I also have a bunch of other Leviathan stuff, but look at this shit.
Whoa, that's fucking sick.
It comes with a pamphlet.
I love that.
Of things and stuff and
sick,
like real black metal shit.
Little Leviathan zine.
Yeah. And look at this.
Oh, that's sick.
He used to make all of these cassette covers by himself, right? And just leave copies at like record stores and whatnot back in the day.
Dude, that thing's fucking cool. I really like the packaging on that.
It's the coolest shit maybe ever. I'm going to pull one of these out.
You also just reminded me that I have a box set in the other room that I've never opened, never played of all of Full of Hell's Noise releases on
Oh
cassette.
god. Yeah, that's unplayable. Um like look at how like DIY and
That's sick.
I started like spelling music with the K at the end, music, um, as a joke sometimes because he always does that stuff like um
Now,
2000 AD.
is it a play on music like sick, or is it music with a CK like magic with a CK?
Yes.
Sick.
It's whatever you want it to be, man.
That rocks.
Um yeah, we have like early versions of one of his
His logo.
logos and like I've also just never seen black plastic cassette tapes in good condition like this.
Oh
Like
yeah,
cassette what are these called? Cases
yeah.
in condition like that. Most of the time it's clear and they're like fucking yellowed and wrecked. You know what I mean?
That's cool. That's a
But
really really sick little box set.
yeah, it's just early demos and stuff that never really made it anywhere else that Profound Lore Records put out.
I think it's pretty well documented on here that I'm not the biggest fan of black metal, but I do like Leviathan a lot. I got a lot of respect for Jeff Whitehead as an artist. His stuff's so fucking cool.
Did the artwork for the recent Nails album that
Yeah,
we've gushed about, among other great artwork that he's put out.
yeah,
So
yeah. Um,
his my tattoo. I'll briefly talk about my tattoo from Jeff
please, because
Whitehead.
it's sick.
Uh, I made the appointment. He frequently, not frequently, but when he does do guest spots in Southern California, it's usually at this spot, Spotlight Tattoo in Hollywood. And I saw he was coming one of these. It must have been like 4 or 5 years ago now, but I was like, had just enough money at the time, and I was like, I got to make this appointment. I got to do it. I don't even know what I want to get tattooed from, but I got to, you know what I mean? So I make the appointment. I show up with the vague idea of like I'm gonna get like a dog head or something, like a just his take on a traditional tattoo.
Yeah,
And I go up to him. And he's like, "What are we doing today?" And I was like, "Let me just get like a dog head." And he was like, "Okay, dog head." And he like thought for a second. I think he was like, "We're gonna do um Fenris eating the sun."
yeah.
I was like, um, the fucker looks badass, dude.
It does look badass. You gotta show. You gotta
And
at least drop in a picture of it.
yeah, future me, pull your pants off and take a picture. It's on my like calf, I guess, but it's it for the lore of that is it's part of Nordic mythology, I believe. Fenris, otherwise known as Fenrir, the name inspiration for Fenris of Darkthrone.
Mm-hmm.
It's Fenris. You having a good Friday?
You having a good Friday?
Um, he was a wolf that I came from somewhere, some kind of god or
I believe
whatever.
he
And
was one of Loki's sons.
yeah, something like that. And during the
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, the apocalypse in that mythology, Fenris will consume the sun, I guess. And so I ended up with Fenris eating the sun when I was like, "Hey, can I just get like a cool looking dog head?"
Like a cool puppy or something.
Yeah, and he was like, "Ooh, all right. How about Fenris eating the sun?"
What if the fucker was
Perfect.
way more badass?
Yeah, he was like, "That's cool. That's cool.
And you know what?
This is way cooler."
He was right.
100%. I mean, he's fucking
The man's a
professional.
professional.
The artwork is crazy. One of my favorite tattoos, and it just proved to me like how cool that guy is as a. He's like he's not this like crazy outspoken musician type. He's a dork like one of us. Like
Yeah,
we were just chit chatting about fucking aura noir and like
that's cool.
little black metal stuff, and you know how me to you talking about some of those bands, you're like, I don't really know about that, but right on, you know.
Yeah,
that was him talking to the other tattooer in the shop, and he was putting songs on. He was like, "Whoa, what's this?" And he's like, "Oh, dude, this fucking." You can hear the like Ara Noir's got members that came from Mayhem or would go on
Yeah.
to be in Mayhem, Immortal, stuff like that. And he was like talking. He was referring to them not even by their black metal names, but by their government names. And he was like, you could really hear his riffing in this, like the super nerd. And I was like, this guy fucking rocks.
I love that. There's very few, like, we're nerds for music, but there are very few people who I come across that are like, damn, dude, you're a fucking dork.
He just like me for real, dude.
I love that. Yeah, cool guy. Jeff Whitehead rocks. Hope to get tattooed by him someday.
I think he's coming to Spotlight again, so if you can find some dollars.
I'm saving up big time to finish my chest with Spider Sinclair.
Ooh. Ouch.
Yeah, I'm trying to get those finish my chest with tattoos of wizards that look like they were done in prison.
Fucking badass, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna get a wizard with a shotgun on my chest.
Can you just like like what if a wizard was a Body Count album cover, and then just say that every time?
Like, yeah, basically that's what I want. Fucker's badass.
Oh man, I need to finish my back, dude. God damn it.
Was that your last piece?
Yeah, I think in the interest of time and all that, it's probably best that we don't drag on too long. So that was my last big thing.
Then maybe I'll just go through some honorable. My last stack here is like a speed run of some honorable mentions, just things I like from my collection. Some of my favorite records, some things I always find myself revisiting, or things that mean a lot to me. So I'll just we'll go speed round. We got Songs of Suffering by Disgrace.
I got True Enemy back there too.
Dude, two of the greatest releases of all time. Disgrace, criminally underrated band. They are playing Tied Down this year. So
are we going to Detroit, brother?
Dude, I really want to. And if anybody ends up at Tied Down and you skip the Disgrace set,
it's on site.
We're
it's a green light, dude.
That's crazy. Why would you?
I'm shooting you in the streets.
Another
Future
band.
Me, bleep that.
Another band that criminally underrated. That I would love to see come back. We got Black Breath, Heavy Breathing.
Ooh,
this album's insane. Black Sin, Spit on the Cross, the first track, goes crazy. One of the best like crossover hardcore bands.
It really ushered in the new wave of dark hardcore.
Yeah.
Where everybody was like, what if we sounded like Integrity? And then they did.
Sick.
Yeah.
One of the greatest political punk bands of all time, because they actually walk the fucking walk and support the shit that they sing about. Propagandy. Let's Talk More Rock.
Ooh, shouts out
their
Propaganda.
Second album, when they stopped being kind of like a jokey skate punk band and actually started writing good tunes. An album that meant a lot to me for a long time, and then I got to see them 2 times. We got Have Heart, the live album.
Oh, fantastic.
I held on to this like crazy because I was like, damn, dude, I never got to see Have Heart. I loved this band. And then we got to see both reunions, so that rocks.
And I think prior to like them being the most like long-awaited comeback band of all time, they didn't come out this way that much.
No.
And when they did, it didn't do very well. And like the last show they played in California, I think, was in the rotting out like shed practice space or some shit.
And they played to nobody.
It was like packed, but it was like 20 people or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. I got just 3 more here. One of my favorite records, one of my favorite people, Willie Carlisle, Peculiar Missouri. Signed by the man himself, and it's the most adorable signature ever. Got a little heart.
Dude's so badass.
Met him when we saw him at the Troubadour, and he's the only musician who I have like seen hanging out at their merch table who was genuinely like, please hang out with me. Please come chat with me.
Yeah.
I want to be your friend. Really cool guy. Now,
Big fan of Willie.
last two, they go together. These are two of my prized possessions. These records are worth a lot of money and I'll never sell them. We've got The Devil Dancing by Brownbird.
Ooh, Brownbird. Yeah.
And then we've got Salt for Salt by Brownbird.
Look at that cover, dude.
These are repressings because obviously they were a very small indie band actually these are original pressings, never pressed before, but they were pressed years after.
Posthumously.
Posthumous. Their singer Dave Lamb died. But Brownbird is a band that I discovered very young on a road trip, and it kind of changed my entire music taste.
It ushered in more folk and country and all that, I believe.
Yeah, it 100% did. It was folk, country, stuff like that was stuff that I, it wasn't badass. There were no blast beats. It wasn't.
Well, outlaw country is pretty badass.
I wasn't there yet, though,
Yeah,
I didn't understand.
It was the domino. You know what I mean?
I wasn't ready. But then I found Brownbird, and they had songs about the Grim Reaper and fucking murder and stuff. And I was like, hang on, this kind of rocks. So, those are just a few of my little last final favorites. I'm sure I could find more stuff in there that I love. I got another stack right here, but like we said before, we're two guys who love stuff. I love buying
a lot of it.
I love collecting. I love a t-shirt. I love a record.
And a lot of it I forget that I have. Oh, here's an honorable mention. I forgot that I think I have both full lengths, or maybe it's one full length and one 7-inch from Agitator.
Nice.
Dude,
yeah.
If you're any Edge people out there, if you're down for your shit and you don't listen to Agitator, you're fucking up. Agitator is one of those bands that was it felt abrasive at the time. Well, it's abrasive music. The vocal delivery is crazy, but one of the only straight edge bands where in the song lyrics they explain how they have no empathy for drunk driving, like people that die from drunk driving because they made that choice. And I was like, oh my god,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Agitator was pretty gnarly. I
saw them in like some bar a million years ago, and it was basically just me and our best good friend Kanan moshing with like one other person.
It's funny that you mentioned that because this shirt right here, little Vice Long Island Power Violence band, I bought that shirt at the Cobalt when it was me, Kanan, and 3 other people watching Vice.
Pretty cool, dude.
And then
I got another honorable mention. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I think you also have this shirt, unless you sold it or donated it, but you have the red colorway of this shirt.
I had to sell it. I needed money at the time. Yeah, War Hungry, dude.
One of the back print is so faded now that you can't even see it, but he had a little Grim Reaper juggling a bomb and a gun and shit.
I think it's because they printed it on like silver, like
it's like the silver flake.
Yeah.
But what was your last honorable mention, brother?
I have a cutoff shirt from Coke Bust.
Oh, yeah.
A fastcore, R.I.P. that whole genre. Basically it was just punch in them. But Coke Bust played at like a pirate bar in downtown LA at one point. And I was still an Edgeman at the time, so I was like, I need to see this. Their power violence, fastcore, whatever. They're straight edge. This is cool as fuck. I showed up with it was like the day after I got my first major tattoo, so my arm was really gross and like was bleeding everywhere, and there's
disgusting.
There's just like gross, you know what I mean, crust punks circle pitting in a pirate bar, and it was wild. But Coke Bust rips, and I wear that cutoff shirt all the time, so it's probably dirty in a pile right now.
All my favorite shirts are disgusting and falling apart, and I love it.
Yeah. Support bands, support, you know, buy shirts directly at shows, go to shows,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Collect shit from bands. If you have a band that you love, go to a show, buy a record, buy a shirt, go to their website, buy stuff directly from them, you know.
Yeah. Buy their shit digitally on Bandcamp. That goes directly in their pockets aside from like a little bit of a haircut from Bandcamp, but
Yeah.
it's not nearly as bad as what a record label has to take just to maintain being a record label,
Yeah.
you know?
It's my favorite thing about being into music is that you get to physically support the people that you love and have something tangible to show for it, you know. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a fun one.
We got a lot of stuff, brother.
Oh, brother, I got so much more.
I know. There's definitely things where if I had spent a little more time looking through my collection, like I just thought of like some more. So maybe one day we'll revisit some of our other favorite shit
Yeah.
that we have.
This was
But
also a precursory glance. I just kind of grabbed a handful of shit.
yeah.
Um,
I woke up late this morning, so it was like, well, no, obviously I texted you at like 8 in the morning, but I fell back asleep, so I didn't have enough time to go through my stuff.
right.
Really.
Well, you know, I think this was a fun one. We can definitely revisit this, and I think we've talked about it a little bit that we're kind of shifting a little bit from playlists every episode. I sent you the other day. We've got a ton of new ideas in the chamber, so I think I'm excited for the weeks to come.
We're going mostly a chat.
Yeah, but
We're
still
taking a
talking music.
turn onto Conversation Street, but it's I mean everything we do is informed by music in some way. We don't have many other things in our life that drive us as strongly
No,
um as music does. So we still like music better than you, but the playlist thing, you know, we'll still make some here and there, but it's not our
yeah,
main focus.
yeah. We're still we're figuring it out, dude. It's a work in progress. Set your goals. Couple tracks.
Ooh, well, next time.
Oh,
I gotta
my
set your goals
God.
thing that I have that I don't even.
You know, I tried the other day. They came up in one of my playlists, and it does not hold up.
No, it didn't hold up. I liked
No.
one song then, but I still
Yeah,
bought this fucking crew neck that I've been trying to sell forever. It's
fair.
never. Yeah, it's in my closet.
Well, anyway, brother, until next time, I'm Joey. He's Brandon.
Yeah.
We like music better than you. Let us know your favorite records, your favorite pieces of merch, your favorite little pieces of music ephemera that you have down in the comments, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.